Hi, how have you been so far? Did you miss me? No, perhaps it's better that way. Today there are no project. I just want to show you some projects to do before that intro. Then do not forget, imagination is very important. You imagine systems. When you know what to do, it becomes very easy to code it or just create it in every way. We start with a Project 1, simple calculator. No complicated UI, no functions auto-created, just a calculator handling the most easy calculations tasks. And that's all. Oh, you may add some fantasy if you want, like log, integral, derivative, and some other math functions. This is a classic starting project for any developer. You build a user interface with buttons such as 0 to 9, plus, asterisk, and a display screen. When the user clicks buttons, you store the input, parse the expression, compute the result, and show it. The logic is simple. Capture input, evaluate the math, handle errors like division by 0. You can either use Python with its tkinter for GUI or JavaScript plus HTML CSS for a possible web version, or even Java with Swing and for the most experienced JavaFX. You may also use Kotlin or Swift for a mobile version. Perhaps you want to make it more challenging. That's great too. Add a scientific mode with trigonometry, logarithms, factorial, and power functions. Implement a proper expression parser, no eval using the shunting yard algorithm. Add support for complex numbers. Build a graphing feature that draws the curve of a function, and now we may see hahaha. Project 2, information caller for files and folders. You drop or select your files and the program detects the information about your file, like the date of creation, of modification, the size, and more. The program must read the file system metadata: name, extension, size, creation date, last modified date, last access date, permissions, path. For some file types, images, audio, video, it can go deeper and read internal metadata like EXIF data, duration, resolution, etc. You may use Python with OS, Pathlib, PIL for images, Mutagen for audio, or Node.js with FS module, Xifr for EXIF, or even C# with NetFileInfo class. Harder ways to make you programmable to read PDF metadatas like the author, title, number of pages, creation tool. And show a preview thumbnail for images, videos, and documents. Or even build a folder scanner that shows statistics of all files inside a directory tree. Project 3, Drawing GUI. A drawing application where you can draw simple things like rectangles, squares, rhombuses, arrows, or just draw freely. You create a canvas area where the user can select a shape tool or a freehand brush. On mouse press and drag, you draw the selected shape in real time. Each shape is stored as an object position, size, color, stroke, so it can be redrawn, moved, or deleted. The freehand drawing records the mouse path and draws it as a smooth curve. You may use Python and tkinter for Canvas or Pygame. JavaScript plus HTML5 Canvas API. Java for Swing with Graphics2D as for Flutter and its custom painter for a possible mobile extension. You can add layers like in Photoshop, each shape on its own layer, reorderable, or implement undo redo with a command history stack. Add a text tool with custom fonts and sizes, and lets the user export the drawing to PNG, SVG, or PDF for possible improvement. Project 4, Time Manager Helper. You build a time manager helper that helps you do various things in clusters of time. You define an activity, set the time to achieve it, set the pause for between each activity. This is a Pomodoro-style timer app. The user creates sessions. Each session has a name, a work duration, and a break duration. The app runs the timer, shows a countdown, plays a sound when the work period ends, then starts the break. At the end of all sessions, it shows a summary of total time spent and productivity score. You may use Python for tkinter or PyQt5 for GUI, JavaScript plus HTML CSS web app, React Native, or Flutter mobile. Add desktop notifications when a session ends. Save session history to a database and show weekly, monthly statistics. Integrate with a calendar app, Google Calendar, Outlook to sync activities. Add background music or white noise that plays during work sessions to go further. Project 5, Protected Thoughts Journal. It allowed you to write your notes, your thoughts, and all are gathered in the app. If someone wants to access the file without the app, the note breaks. Even if you have the app, you must have the password used for the first register. The journal encrypts every entry using a key derived from the user's password using PBKDF2 or Argon2. The encrypted data is saved to a file or database. If someone opens the raw file without the app and the correct password, they only see scrambled bytes. The note is unreadable. On login, the password is hashed, the key is derived, and all entries are decrypted in memory for display. You uses technology, Python for cryptography library, Fernet/AES, SQLite for storage, JavaScript plus Electron with crypto module, bcrypt, SQLite, Java, and JavaX. Crypto, AES 256 GCM. For improvement, you may add biometric authentication, fingerprint Face ID on mobile, implement a self-destruct mechanism. After wrong password attempts, wipe the data or even add rich text formatting in notes, bold, italic images. Project 6, Habit and Productivity Tracker. Create an app that helps users build daily routines by tracking goals, streaks, and progress. Over time, the user creates habits, e.g., drink 2 L of water, read 20 minutes. Each day, they check off completed habits. The app tracks the streak, consecutive days completed, shows a calendar heat map of activity, and displays progress charts. A notification reminds the user at a set time to complete their habits. I recommend to use React Native or Flutter on mobile, or Python plus Django or Flask backend API. Python again, well, it may be a lot, I accept it, but Python is an all-rounder programming language, a jack of all trades. For improvement, you may add an AI coach that analyzes your habits and gives advice on improving consistency. Implement social features. Share habits with friends and compete on leaderboards. Integrate wearable data, Apple Watch, Fitbit to auto-complete health habits. Project 7, Task App, a well-known programming project. You create your own task app. This must be a personalized one or it will be too easy, one which sends you messages when you haven't done a task at time, a gentle reminder. You can make it a supervisor which will open tabs needed or close those unused. Beyond a simple to-do list, this app acts as an automated supervisor. It can send desktop or phone notifications when a task deadline is approaching. At a more advanced level, it can interact with your computer. Open a browser tab with the right URL for a task, close unrelated tabs, launch specific applications, or even block social media during work hours. You may use Python with Schedule, Plier for notifications, Python for automation, Subprocess, or Electron plus Node. JS for system-level access. Project 8, Riddle Game. It allows you to see a card on which is drawn an image and a riddle. Below you may have a multiple choice question. Choose the right answer for the riddle and you may pass to the next. If you fail, the score is shown plus a button to restart. The riddles are chosen randomly from a rather big or small library. I do think it may be good to do it in JavaScript plus HTML CSS for a web version, very accessible, or Unity and C# for polished card animations, then try in Python with Pygame or tkinter. To improve it a bit, you may add a timer per question for extra pressure and bonus points. Add difficulty levels. Easy, medium, hard riddles selected from subcategories in the library as for a multiplayer mode. 2 players take turns answering on the same screen or online. Project 9, Automated CV Generator. Create your tool to create a personalized professional resume from user input, with multiple templates and export options that runs completely local. The user fills in a form with their personal infos, education, work experience, skills, and languages. The app maps this data to a chosen template and generates a polished PDF or docx resume. Templates are defined as HTML, CSS, or as Word docx layout files. The generator injects the user's data into the template and exports the final document. You may use Python with ReportLab or WheezyPrint for PDF, Python docx for Word, or JavaScript plus Node. JS, Puppeteer for HTML to PDF rendering, or maybe LaTeX for extremely polished typographic output if you are this hot. Maybe you are hotter, you may add AI-powered rewriting. The user pastes a job description and the AI tailors the CV to it. ATS scoring. Analyze the CV against keywords from a job post and score it, or a cover letter generator that matches the style of the chosen CV template. Project 10, Book and Movie Recommendation System. An AI-powered engine that suggests books or films based on user preferences, ratings, and viewing history. You can make it procedural with real algorithm to label books or movies by date, author, etc. and regroup them by editing date, by author, by gender, or else. You may use Node. JS plus Express Backend API, Python, Scikit-learn, Pandas, Surprise Library for collaborative filtering, React, or Vue. JS Frontend.
May you start with this projects. The next set is up to come.